Hey everybody, so April is coming to a close, if you can believe that. And like every month this year, there have been so many amazing books that have come out. So today I'm here to tell you a bunch of new titles that came out in the month of April that I need to make sure are on your TBR. I hope you're ready for that TBR to explode. Let's get started. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It's Russell with Ink and Paper Blog. How are you all doing today? As always, I hope you're happy, I hope you're healthy, I hope you're safe, and of course I hope you're reading an amazing book or two or three or four. As you can probably hear in my voice, my allergies decided that today was the day to start, and they are kicking my rear end a little bit, to be honest with you, but that is fine. You know, I go through this every year. It is actually a beautiful, beautiful day in Northern California today. I was sitting outside, I listened to an event at the Newberry Literary Festival, I read my book, and something that has been dominating my life this week, because I'm absolutely obsessed, is the new Heartstopper TV show on Netflix. It gives me all the feels, all the things. I just love it so much. I love the romance of it, the love of it, the friendship of it, based on the amazing, amazing graphic novel series by Alice Oseman. I am totally, totally addicted. But we're not here to talk about TV. This is not a TV show review channel. This is a booktube channel. So today I am here to tell you about a stack of amazing books that have come out in April that I need to make sure are on your TBR. So get out that pen, get out that paper, get out that Goodreads, however you keep track of your TBR. If you are so able, please order these books from your local independent bookstore or have your library get you a copy as soon as possible. We're probably going to start with the biggest book on the list by that is always anticipated whenever this author puts out a new book, and that is The Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. This is out from Knopf. I want to thank them very much for sending me this beautiful finished copy. This is one of those books that is going to be in 3 different places, 3 different times. Harder for me to summarize, so I'm going to use the book a little bit. So our first character is Edwin St. Andrews. He's 18 years old when he crosses the Atlantic by steamship, exiled from polite English society following an ill-conceived diatribe at a dinner party. He enters the forests of Canada, which are beautiful, the wilderness, and he suddenly hears the notes of a violin echoing in an airship terminal, an experience that shocks him to his core. 2 centuries later, a famous writer named Olive Llewellyn is on book tour. She's traveling all over Earth, but her home is the second moon colony, a place of white stones and artificial beauty. Within the text of Olivia's best-selling pandemic novel lies a strange passage. A man plays his violin for spare change in the echoing corridor of an airship terminal as the trees of a forest rise around him. And then finally, our third character is Gaspari Roberts, a hotel detective in the black-skied night city, is hired to investigate an anomaly in the North American wilderness. He uncovers a series of lives upended, the exiled son of an earl driven to madness, a writer trapped far from home as a pandemic rages Earth, and a childhood friend from the night city who, like Gaspari himself, has glimpsed the chance to do something extraordinary that will disrupt the timeline of the universe. So I don't know about you, but Emily St. John Mandel always takes me on a journey. She is a fantastic storyteller and writer. So when this one showed up, I was super, super excited. I am fascinated to see how this doesn't seem long enough to get all of those threads together, but I trust her, and I think this is going to be absolutely fantastic. So, and it's got such a beautiful cover, and my light is giving you a hard time seeing it. Sea of Tranquility by Emily St. John Mandel. This is out from Knopf. You can get your hands on it as we speak. Okay, next is a Tor novella that came out, and that is Spear by Nicola Griffith. I read Nicola Griffith's last book. I want to remember the name of it. It's totally sitting in my head. Is it going to be in here? I don't know that it is even listed. Hold on one second. Oh, come on. Goodness gracious. Well, I cannot remember the last name of her last book, but I absolutely loved it. It is like I can see the cover in my head. goodness. So I was super excited when Spear arrived. And this is a retelling, a queer retelling of an Arthurian legend. We have this young woman, this young girl, who knows she's destined for things beyond. And she's raised sort of secluded with her mother, and she decides, because of visions that she has of this faraway lake, did I help you there a little bit? That she needs to leave her mom, break her vow to her mother, and go off to join this king in this kingdom. And along the way, she meets many knights, she meets many people. I love the way it says here. It says she, what does it say? Oh, she will steal the hearts of many women. And all of that. It sounds absolutely fantastic. I am really sorry. I cannot remember Nicola Griffith's last book. It's in my brain. But this is Spear. This is out from Tor.com, and it is out now. And she wrote Hilda a few years ago that was really, really popular. Yeah, she's a fantastic writer. So I'm super excited to get to that one. The next book actually that I'm going to talk about is not a new release, but a paperback release that was sent to me by Riverhead Books. And that is What Comes After by JoAnne Tompkins. Again, this is out from Riverhead. I will say it's a little hard to read that title inside that cover there for a minute with that font and everything like this. But this book sounds really, well, actually it sounds like it's going to break my heart, if I'm being totally honest. But it's set in a community where two boys have died, shockingly died, and it sort of, just really sets this community on edge. And the parents, they're both single parents of these young boys, sort of live right next to each other. And they're sort of dealing with all of this when one day a young pregnant girl comes out of the forest. And the father of one of the boys who has passed is trying to deal with it, realizes that he can't. So the mother of the other boy sort of starts to create a relationship with this young girl as well. And then it sort of, all of this forces all three of these characters to sort of examine their role and how their pasts all overlap, and what it means to have this future shared between the three of them. So that sounds really, really good. Doesn't this sound like a great, fantastic summer book club book? That's What Comes After by JoAnne Tompkins, out now from Riverhead Books. Okay. A book that was actually one of my most anticipated reads of the year is Take My Hand by Dolen Perkins-Valdez. This is out from Berkley. You may know Dolen Perkins-Valdez's name from her novel Wench, which is sort of like a modern American classic, and a book that I enjoyed very, very much. And this is her new novel, which is based on a historically true character. So it starts in Montgomery, Alabama in the 1970s, the early 1970s. Fresh out of nursing school, we have a woman named Sybil Townsend who wants to make a difference within her African-American communities. And she joins the Montgomery Family Clinic, I believe it's called. And on one of the first weeks in her job, she is sent out to this house, sort of in the middle of rural Alabama, to meet two young girls. And I think one is 11 and one is 13. And they're to be put on the pill. And that is just sort of understood as a necessity, even though these young girls are as young as they are. And as Sybil sort of grasps with her role now in the community and what she's learning about it, she also takes these two young girls and their family into her heart. And then something happens, the unthinkable happens, an event occurs. And then I think the book jumps decades later when Dr. Sybil Townsend has had a long career. She has a grown daughter of her own, and she's ready to retire, but she has stories to tell. So she wants to tell the stories of sort of her career and her life. I hope I did this book justice. I hope that you pick it up. And that's Take My Hand by Dolen Perkins-Valdez. This is out from Berkley Publishing, and you can get your hands on it now. Don't trust me, trust Celeste Ng, who we all love, Kristen Boland, Terry McMillan, Robert Jones Jr. Gosh, this book is just blurred by everyone. Fantastic. Nicole Dennis-Benn, Jamie Ford. I'm telling you, don't always take my word for it. Take the word of amazing writers. Okay, next on the list is a book whose cover I'm absolutely obsessed with. This cover is just mind-blowing to me. And that's A Tiny Upward Shove by Melissa Chadburn. This is out now from FSG. I just saw an event with Melissa and Vanessa. Vanessa of Great Upshore Ground. Oh gosh, you know, that book I absolutely love. Vanessa Venkins. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is a day where Russell's brain, too much allergy medicine, to be honest with you. This book, though, this one I'm talking about, is the story of Mariana Salas. She passes away at the beginning of the book, but her death is not the end of her life. She comes back, the story of her as an Oswing, a creature of mystery inventions out of Filipino folklore. And she spends this additional time on Earth in the minds of people she knows, including her killer. And she's trying to make a decision. It says, in her 9 days as an Oswing, while she considers whether to exact vengeance on her killer, she also traces back, finally able to see what led these two lost souls to a crushing, inevitable conclusion. So that sounds amazing. And this cover, again, I'm going to say it. And it's A Tiny Upward Shove by Melissa Chadburn, out now from FSG. Okay. I don't know if you all remember, a few years ago, I read Devi S. Laskar's first book, The Atlas of Reds and Blues. And I really like that book. I believe it was out from either Counterpoint or Catapult. I can't exactly remember. I saw her in person. She is fantastic. She's a poet by trade. Her writing is very poetic. And so this is a new novel out from her called Circa, and this is out from Mariner Books. And this is the story of friends and events that change friendships and change lives forever. So we have three friends on the cusp of their 18th birthday, siblings and a third friend, and they sort of are rebelling. They're just trying to figure out what they want to do next. They're doing all of this. And I think one of the girls' name is Hera. She's her upbringing is very strict, very traditional. And then one night, some event happens and it changes everything. And we follow two of the characters thereafter. Marco, who winds up changing his name to Crash, and sort of his life is one of womanizing and going through, not really settling down, not really figuring out what he wants to do. And then Hera, whose life thereafter. And the book sort of goes back and forth on how their lives continue to interchange with one another, given sort of this event that sort of centers who they wind up being. So that's Devi S. Laskar, and this is Circa, out now from Mariner Books. Sorry for the congestion. Sorry if you cannot understand me. I am trying my best. When you have allergies and you've taken your allergy medicine and you're sort of that allergy medicine fog, that's where I'm at right now. The next book that I want to tell you about is just one that sounds so good. And I've been following the author, Sara Novic, on social media, and I just find her so charming and fascinating and wonderful. And this is her new book, True Biz, and it is out from Random House. I want to thank Random House. They actually sent me this beautiful finished copy. And True Biz is the story. It's a campus novel set at the River Valley School for the Deaf. And it's a book about teenagers. You know what they want to do. They want to hook up. They want to pass notes. I love that in the description. And they want just to live life. And we have many characters that we're going to be introduced to, though. But we have Charlie, who is new to the school, who has never actually met another deaf person. We have Austin, who is sort of like the school's golden boy, but his youngest sister has actually been born with the ability to hear. And then we have February, who is the headmaster, for lack of a headmistress, I guess, headmistress of the school, just trying to fight to keep it open. And, it says also keep her marriage intact. So it sounds like this book is going to be one of those, you're just going to dive into the school, dive into these people, their lives, the drama, the tragedy, all of that. All set against the backdrop of a school for the deaf. So I think that sounds really interesting. And so that's True Biz by Sara Novic. This is out from Random House. It's actually a Reese book club pick. So don't trust me, trust Reese Witherspoon. And Celestine is back. She recommends it as well. Let's see who else on the back here. Jamie Attenberg. You know how much I am obsessed with Jamie Attenberg. Liz Moore. Yep, good recommendations there. Okay, last but not least was a book that was actually put on my radar by my friend Ryan of Read by Ryan. You know him. He has been on my channel many a time. And this book sounds like it's going to be an adventure. And that's Grant Ginder's Let's Not Do That Again. This is actually the advanced reading copy, but it is out. You can get your hands on it now, and it is from Holt Publishing. So at the center of this story is Nancy Harrison, and she is running for the Senate, and she's going to win. She's going to win. She has a plan, and she has it all set up, but she has two children that are, let's just say, maybe not as driven as their mother. We have Nick, who is trying to write a musical about the life of Joan Didion, which I want right now. I am here for it, and I will be first in line. I think that sounds fantastic. It's called Hello to All That. I want it so bad. I think that is amazing. And then Greta, who is just sort of been lost. And then all of a sudden Nancy's name is in the news, but it's because her daughter, Greta, is in Paris, and she's involved with a group, and she winds up throwing a champagne bottle through the window of a bistro. And mom, Nancy, and a son, Nick, decide to, Grant's the name of the author, not the name of the character, decide to go to Paris they've got to salvage the situation. Nancy needs to win her Senate seat. There's a lot of humor in just the blurb on this book. I think this book is going to be really funny. And someone that I talked to sort of said it has that same sort of tone. If you liked French Exit, you may like this one a lot too. So that is Grant Ginder's Let's Not Do That Again, out now from Holt Publishing. You can get your hands on it. Okay, let's see if I can put these in a pile. You know I'm not feeling well. Sometimes I can't even stack when I feel well. We don't want to drop anything, but hopefully I can hold these up for you. There we go. That's not too bad given. As always, if you are a return subscriber, I could not do this without you. Thank you so very, very much. I know I'm behind on my comments. Work's busy, not feeling well, all of that, but I'll get back to you all very, very soon. If you are a new subscriber to my channel, I really, really appreciate it. I could not do this without subscribers. You are the reason every video goes up. As always, I encourage you to read globally, shop locally, and until next time, I wish you happy reading. Bye, everyone.